Hello, everyone. This is Gregory Schulz from Shumway Van and Hansen, back again to talk to you a little bit more about financing your business by selling securities. I talked about this at greater length in another video, but just as a quick reminder, any time that you sell an interest in your business to someone, or an interest in a project, or an interest in an investment, it is very likely that you have sold a security. And as such, you have to comply with state and federal securities regulations. What I wanted to draw our attention today to in particular is the state securities regulation universe. The most popular kind of small offering under federal law, a so-called Rule 506 offering, preempts most state securities regulations. So if you're in the domain of a Rule 506 federal offering, there are only a few things you have to do at the state level, but you have to do them, and it's really important. So just because you're square with the Federal Securities and Exchange Commission does not mean you are all square at a state level, so you got to pay attention. So anytime you sell a security within a state, you have to register that security with the state. The rules vary a little bit from state to state, but here in Utah, where I am, the regulation is pretty simple. Since you're selling a security, you've already filled out a Form D and filed it with the Securities and Exchange Commission, or at least you should have, and Utah will just let you send that same Form D into the Utah Division of Securities. So you don't have to do anything fancy, you don't need to print out a new form or any complicated filing documents. You just need to sign an original signature on a Form D, send it to the state of Utah with the cover letter that has contact information. So, and again, the Utah Division of Securities will have more detail for you on how to actually get that done, but the high level is that you have to send a Form D to Utah. That's about it. And so if you're a business that's selling parts of your business or securities in multiple states, this is where it gets important. You have to do that in each state that you're selling securities in. So if you are selling pieces of your business to people in 10 states, you have to comply with the securities laws in all 10 of the states where you are selling the securities. Is that annoying? Kind of. Most of them aren't too bad, but do you have to do it? Absolutely. So, for example, if I am a Utah business who is selling an interest in my business to a resident of Colorado, I absolutely have to file with the Utah Division of Securities, because that's where my business, the seller, is, but also file with the comparable body in Colorado, because that's where the purchase is. So you got to file both where the seller is and where the receiver of the security is. In Utah, there's a second layer to this, and this is the part that varies from state to state a little bit, but in Utah, normally, in order to sell a security, you have to be a licensed broker-dealer or securities agent. However, there's an exception that if you were selling securities in a company that if the company itself is selling the securities, it can do so without a broker-dealer's license or a securities agent's license. There's a catch in that you can't take any commissions from the sale of the securities. So a company can proceed without a broker-dealer license so long as they aren't taking commissions from the sale. So if you are selling securities, be sure that you are filing in the state where you are selling them and the state in which each and every buyer resides. Secondly, make sure that you comply with that state's specific laws about who is allowed to sell them. In Utah, the company itself can sell them as long as no one's getting commission on the sale. In other states, it might be different. So before you start selling securities in several states, make sure you check. Given the complexity of state and federal securities law, it's pretty important to hire an attorney to help you navigate the world of issuing securities. So I hope this has been helpful, and that it's given you a sense that even once you've complied with federal regulation, you have to comply with state regulation. It's not very hard, but you have to do it. And you have to do it in each state in which the securities are sold. And you have to watch out that in that state there aren't special rules about who can sell the securities. In Utah, if it's the company, they can sell it, but in other places it might be different. So look into it. Thanks very much. We're going to be getting back together sometime soon to talk more about the various legal rules that affect your business. If there are things you're interested in hearing about or want to know more about, please get in touch with me. My law firm is Shumway, Van, and Hansen here in Salt Lake City. I'd be happy to put something up about what interests you. Thanks very much.